Holy shit. 7 years later, and we've got another episode of the Double Dragon Moshcast.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Double Dragon Moshcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Evan.
And
I'm Ed.
Our good friend Ed decided to join us tonight. We're actually...
He did a run-in. He
did a run-in.
Yeah.
That's right. Gave him the hot tag. Let him sit on in with us.
High fives.
Awesome.
All right, too sweet.
Too sweet. Bullet Club.
Life.
That's right. So, yes, it has been over a year and a half since our last...
Yeah.
First.
The only one.
The only one we've done. So we decided, hey, it was way past due for another one.
Absolutely. The problem that we have is we found out that the initial idea for this show was for us to get the music that we love out to people, so in case they hadn't heard it, they could hear it. And then we found out that's a lot more difficult because anytime you upload music that doesn't belong to you, you get yanked.
It does. So now we're just probably going to introduce bands that are friend of ours or local bands or bands that are unsigned. So you still can enjoy really good music in the process.
Absolutely. And what better guest to have than Ed, the dude who comes to every fucking single show ever that has been in Macon because he is the greatest man alive.
Fuck yeah, man. Thank you so much.
You want to say something about yourself, Ed?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm Ed. I've been in this scene since early 2000?
Yeah, at least.
Evan? Back in the old Bentwood skate park days with Sugar Fires.
Liz Reed's age.
Yes, Liz Reed's fucking metal fest.
And for those of you who don't know, Bentwood was a skate park that was in Warner Robins, Georgia from, 95 to, when did they finally close it down?
2003, 2004?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It was late 04, early 05, I think.
Just about when the metal scene kind of died off in the Warner Robins area.
Yeah, but there was a lot of good bands that came through. What touring bands did we have come through there?
Oh man, Society's Finest was a hardcore band that came through.
Yeah. They got a cup of vomit thrown at them, if I remember.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they did.
I remember that show vividly.
They were just horrible people in general.
They had swoop hair, and we were making a joke, and I believe it was our friend Drew who threw up in the cup.
I would not be surprised because he was the one that could throw up on cue.
Yeah, and he threw up on a cup, and then he threw up on whatever the guy's name was, on Hugh, if that was his name. And he was from Butchers and Saints, which was another great local band back in the day.
Mm-hmm. So, this is a perfect, I think, transition to talk about good local bands that we know.
Not intentional.
Not intentionally, but I think it really is.
Good segue.
A lot of people, wherever you're listening to this from, I'm sure there's bands you can name off that you listened to growing up, that you listen to now, that, their voice is only heard in the local area that we wish could get out there. I mean, I know I've been a part of bands, and I know Evan's been a part of bands that I'm sure we wish we could afford to,
and I've been out there
push it out there a little bit.
So,
yeah, absolutely. There's just been so many. How long have I actually been playing music around here? I guess 98?
98?
Yeah, 98.
There,
that's when Barlos and I were starting to do the Somber Darkness black metal thing.
I remember when you started drumming for Sugar Fires. Yeah. That's when I first met you.
That was 01, I think. Yeah. That and Escape Confusion both.
That's how I talked about it on the first episode. That's how I ran across you. Was at the old media play.
Yeah.
We're in the
Fuck, I miss that place.
Yeah. That was all about some Goat Horror at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, and let's see. But yeah, there's just been a lot of good bands that have come through. There was another place called Elizabeth Reed's Music Hall, that was actually pretty popular before, even our scene. Back in the 70s, I think, that was like where the Allman Brothers played and a lot of other bands that I don't really give a shit about, but that are still real popular.
For people who don't know about Macon, Georgia, Macon was a hub in just music, whether it was R&B and soul growing up, like Otis Redding, James Brown, Little Richard. All of them got their big start here at Capricorn Records, which is located here in Macon, Georgia. Mm-hmm. So, and then, of course, little did we know, a punk rock scene started coming along in the mid-90s, I'm sure before then, too, but I guess since we came into it, mid-90s, 2000s, and now, even it's 2016 now, we're still hanging around playing music.
Yeah. Old as shit. Pretty soon we'll be at fucking Burger King with our retarees. And
dude, I cannot wait.
It's gonna be great, dude.
You're not gonna be that old, man. Come on.
I cannot wait to be the old man sitting on my porch yelling at people driving by.
Well, technically you could go ahead and do that right now, and I don't think anybody would say anything.
Get off my lawn, you little bastards! It's that crazy old man, Chris.
Hopefully, we'll still be doing this for a very long time.
Yes.
I don't. I mean, as long as there is the crowd, and not even the crowds. I mean, we've played music in front of 2 people before.
Yeah.
We played music in front of other bands. So
That like when you start playing, any type of music that is not 100% country, pop, or rap, you're going to be playing to the bartender, the fucking door guy, and then whatever band members are there.
or if they brought their girlfriend.
Yeah, or if they brought their
But I
girlfriend.
think it's pretty obvious that the scene has grown and come back since those days when we first started.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're actually part of a
Yes.
group of people
Oh, yeah.
that support music around. And I'll let you talk a little bit about
go
that.
for that.
We're part of.
Get a plug, if you will.
Thank you, Evan.
You're welcome.
We have the Plug Uglies, who actually they were found in Columbus, Georgia, by Alan Nasty and Chad Shepard, and basically their goal was just one scene, one goal, and they were just basically trying to keep all the local bands alive, just support the scene, and it just started spreading around. And recently, the Macon area, we finally got a chapter a little over a year ago. So
And you guys have done so much. You're at every show. I mean, and your group, I guess I call it a group, a club. I don't know what
Yeah.
to call it.
Music
But
club,
Music
basically,
club.
so.
Music club has grown so much, especially around
Don't
here.
call it a gang or he'll shoot you.
Yeah, or we'll get shot by other people.
Shank you.
Yeah, shank
He's going to shank you.
Jesus.
No, but I mean, I think it's definitely been important to keep the scene alive, and we're trying to get a lot of the younger folks to, carry on what we've been doing for a long time too.
Because eventually we'll move on. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
we won't be going to as many shows. I mean, some of us have families and careers, and
grown up,
Grown
got
up.
more
I
responsibilities.
had an adult. And adulting is hard.
Speaking of going to shows, this is completely unrelated, but I just want to tell this funny little story. I just went and I saw a shitload of concerts this past month, and I just got done watching Testament and Carcass.
So jealous of that.
Nice.
By
Two
the
of
way.
my-
So
Very
jealous.
nice.
I didn't
sorry.
even know it was happening.
I'm sorry.
I had friends that posted about it. I was like, no.
And two things that were just fucking hilarious to me happened. Number one was Carcass actually opened up 4 Testaments, and I was like, fuck, they're only gonna get 4 songs, but they got like 12, 13 songs. It was great. And they played one of their newer songs, which is my favorite off of Surgical Steel. It's called The Granulating Dark Satanic Mills, which in and of itself is a fucking great album
Good
title.
damn title, yeah.
Say that 3 times.
That 3 times fast.
Oh.
But
Tip your waitress.
the chorus has a chant where they say 6026961, and I was like the only dude in the crowd singing along with it. I guess everybody else was just Heartwork fans and older stuff, but Jeff Walker saw me singing along, and he like did the move where he looks at you and he points at you when you're singing, and I turned into a 7-year-old. I was like 6, 0, 2.
That's always one of the greatest feelings when a band just points at you
Yeah.
randomly.
Why do you turn into a kid, man?
I tell you, like, and me and Evan went to a show one time in 2005, and I talked about it before. Converge. It was like one of my all-time favorite bands, and I remember getting on stage and stage diving off, and like him acknowledging it. Again, you turn into a little kid. You're just like, that dude just knows. He knows my existence for a whole split 2 seconds.
He knows that I know who he is and I appreciate him. And after the song was over, he's like, thanks for singing along, mate. I was like, no problem, dude. It's fine. And then the other thing was I was going to the bathroom before Testament hit the stage, and as I'm walking by, there's a super hot metal girl like posing up against the wall. She had like a half shirt on, so I was trying not to be creepy and stare at her belly button.
Well, hold on. So was she just posing there by herself, or somebody?
That's
taking
what
a
I thought. I was like,
picture,
damn,
or-
why is she posing there? And then I look and there's this blonde haired dude
Van
who's taking
model,
a
who
picture
knows, yeah.
with his with his phone, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna wait. So I waited till the picture went off, and then I went and then I walked through, and I was like, damn, that looks like Carl from Nile. That's Carl from Nile.
What was Niall doing there?
Well, they're from South Carolina, so I think he just probably wanted to
Drove
come down.
down.
I didn't even ask because I was too busy going, oh my God, Carl from
busy being
Nile
a
is here.
7-year-old.
And that's another band that's just been around for forever. Like
The
Carcass. I mean,
fucking
Testament.
greatest.
Those are just bands
Yeah.
that. Jesus. I mean, how many albums? I mean,
Oh man,
I'm not even
Yeah.
okay. Niall puts out. I remember they were putting out almost one every year, every 2
Didn't
years.
Hellhammer play drums for them for a while?
he may have filled in because they've gone through a couple of drummers over the
what
years.
band hasn't he played for,
Yeah,
honestly?
right. I'm going to go ahead and say that he hasn't played drums for Green Day yet.
Not saying it couldn't happen.
Yeah.
He hasn't played drums for Baby Metal, so
That's true. That's true.
Can I just be in that band? 'Cause I just want to be the guy standing behind them as they're performing.
yeah,
I'm wondering when they're going to be teen metal and get a little more angsty, you know?
yeah, be a little bit angry.
Then they'll become adult metal and it'll just be like thinking about all the things you didn't do and you wasted your youth.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I walked up, I was like, "Excuse me, sir." And he was like, "Hello." And I was like, "I just wanted to thank you for coming to Atlanta and playing that excellent show last month." He was like, "Well, thank you for coming to it." It was the most polite conversation I ever had
And see,
with
that's
a guy with the fucking lowest death growl in history.
That's like a lot of misconceptions, though, about people who are into like the punk rock, metal, hardcore community. They think we're just a bunch of all we do is sacrifice babies and you know,
In the woods.
Yeah, we
in
get
the
that
woods.
stereotype. We also get in our club here, we get that. Oh, he's wearing a 3-piece. He must be in the gang
Yeah,
or ride
it's-
a motorcycle. It's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not it at all.
And what is
Selling
it?
speed.
It's the biggest family, biggest community
Yeah.
of people that
Yeah.
you'll ever meet. Some of the nicest people you'll
Exactly.
ever meet.
Oh, yeah.
There's not anybody there who thinks they're God or anything like
mean,
that.
you
They'll
have the
sit
no-
down with you and just talk with you.
I mean, you
Absolutely.
have the pieces of shit who come to shows and initially or intentionally, try to start fights.
Yeah.
And those people don't usually last long.
no. We pretty much throw them out almost immediately when that happens.
Exactly.
You know what, though? Like, logically, even psychologically speaking, if you think about it, we go to a place where we're yelling our heads off, jumping and moshing around, and just like fucking
Almost
kicking and
intentionally.
punching the air. Of course, we're going to be happy because there's nothing left to be mad about.
And then this guy, and then the guy comes in there and actually starts hitting people. You're like, get out of here!
It's
asshole."
basically a dance that is a fight.
Yeah, exactly.
But going back to talking about like satanic metal or satanic black metal, I'm a huge Behemoth fan.
Yes, they're great.
Have you heard the new Satanist album?
I have not
Satanist?
yet, no.
First off, I made a post about this the other day. They probably have the most epic music videos.
Yeah, they really
ever.
do.
I mean, it's like watching a freaking like video orchestra happen. And it's just, it's amazing. Like every time I was at work watching these videos, and I work for the state, which is probably so corrupting right now. But watching these videos and going, can these guys do anything more just unreal in their videos? And they never cease to amaze me.
And let me just say, props to Nurgle because he was an atheist, like he was a satanic atheist, and he gets leukemia, and he's like, well, I guess I'm still gonna die. Fuck God, I'm going to fucking chemotherapy, and he doesn't. You know, everybody's like, there's no atheists in foxholes except for fucking Nurgle in Poland.
Exactly.
He stayed an atheist in a foxhole.
He actually made a documentary about it that's coming out pretty soon about
No
his
shit.
it's called it's called like Nargle something. It's like I watched a trailer for it, and it's basically his fight with it, his story, his I guess path or walk with what he was dealing with then, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, I'd be down to watch that, man, because that's a unique mindset to have.
He wrote a book.
He did?
Yeah, he wrote a book.
Hope it comes out on audiobook.
That'd
It
be great,
is.
yeah.
Oh, well, I'm definitely
It
fucking
is.
getting
Awesome.
it. Listen to
You
it.
can get
work.
it on Amazon pretty cheap.
Hell yeah. And make sure that you go to Amazon, you go to Stone Cold Steve Austin's Podcast One account, and you click on the Killer Deals button at the top of the page. So you
Or get the WWE Network for only $9.99.
Since we're name dropping stuff, I'm a big podcast listener myself. I listen to Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith and Ralph Gorman, Nerdist podcast, which you turned me on to.
Yeah, that shit's great.
That stuff is amazing, and the Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, did you hear the last episode where Jericho had AJ Styles on there?
I haven't listened to it yet.
I haven't listened to that one yet.
All I have to say is play choice 10. The rest you will find out. Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about this earlier. You said I sound like AJ Styles.
You really do
which
sometimes,
is
man.
hilarious.
Speaking of AJ Styles, I actually met him when I was a manager at GameStop, and we would have our yearly annual trips to Vegas.
And he just happened to be in Vegas.
No, he was one of the people that was helping promote. What was the? It was the TNT. Yeah, the TNA game that first came out.
They had a game.
Was it Impact?
Yes,
That was the one that had
TNA
suicide, where you that was the
Yes.
storyline. Yeah.
Yes, it had the X Division and everything in there. So yeah, they had AJ Styles and Samoa Joe was there.
I've talked about it before. I deployed with his brother, and and I met we were at a Bellator fight about 2 or 3 years
Awesome.
ago, and I ran into my buddy, and I'm like, "Hey man, what you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm here with my brother because he's helping promote TNA because I guess them and Spike." Spike did Bellator at the time, and in TNA, and I was like, "Oh, can I meet him?" He's like, "Yeah, they're about to do a camera shot. I don't give him 1 second." He comes walking over, nicest guy in the world, wearing a Georgia Bulldog hat, which I'm a big sports fan.
Yeah.
So it's super nice guy. Stood there and talked to us for like 30 minutes, and it is unreal. And it's awesome to see good guys do well and make it big, and super happy for him.
AJ was like that too. When I met him, he basically sat down and just talk about his not just his matches, but stuff that was going on in his personal life.
39 years old and still wrestling like he's freaking 21.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Backflips.
He's a guy who really appreciates his fans.
Yeah,
and
it's awesome. We're big wrestling fans.
Yeah,
if you haven't
huge.
noticed it, huge.
We're about a couple of damn marks.
Yeah, Evan's really big into New Japan. I'm just now getting into New Japan. I'm a huge NXT fan.
Yeah, me too. I love NXT.
NXT, they have not done wrong yet. I hope they keep it up. Hunter is just doing amazing things with those kids.
They just
Regal, too.
They just signed Austin Aries now.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
NXT,
I heard that,
so,
yeah. Can't go fucking wrong there.
And we talk Gallows, Anderson.
Yeah.
Of course, and got AJ, and I can't wait to see what they do with
I'm-
the
I'm telling you, man,
the
they're gonna
Balor
probably-
Club, Bullet Club
yes.
thing. Oh,
One of the guys from NXT, I can't remember. He was like the evil hippie guy. What was his name? He had the dreadlocks. Do you remember him? CJ something?
no, I don't remember. Well, I know who you're talking about.
He's actually in New Japan now. I saw him wearing one of the Young
It
Boys.
wasn't Tyler Rex, was it?
No. It was like CJ Price or something like that. I
What
think.
happened to Chris Hero? Wasn't he in the NXT?
He was, and for some reason they listed him as a D card wrestler, which to me was just total bullshit because
Did they not see
damn.
what he did in Ring of Honor?
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I mean he was great. I mean Ring of Honor is also. I mean they get a lot of superstars from there too.
Favorite wrestler right now?
Of all time?
Or just current?
Oh, man.
Of any wrestling organization.
Ed, you go first, man. It's gonna take me for
I'm
too
gonna
long.
I'm gonna have to say AJ Styles, but one person who I wish they would push more is Tyler Breeze because
He's a good heel.
he's
real
great.
good.
He's
in
good.
NXT.
He's a killer
in-
wrestler, man.
In NXT, he did a lot. They pushed him hard in NXT, and then when he made the main roster, they haven't really pushed him as much, other than that Fatal 5-Way match.
I'm gonna break mine up into two things. Best mic skills and best wrestlers.
Okay.
Enzo Mori,
Yes.
best mic skills.
Yes.
Every time I see him come
Absolutely.
on, I get excited like a 9-year-old child.
Yeah.
Bada boom! Realest guys in the room.
How you doing?
Best wrestler to me, of course, and I happen to be wearing the shirt, Finn Balor. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's
Yeah.
great.
Prince Devitt, whatever
Prince
you want to
Devitt,
call him.
Yeah.
Dude is insane. That coup de grace move, I had
Yeah.
never really paid attention to it until he came to NXT.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for somebody to have a broken rib.
I
for real
remember
one
when
day.
he had that Fisherman Buster as his finishing move.
and he's been trying to bring
yeah.
it back.
I guess for me, I'll take the ladies route since none of you guys have gone with that. I'm
gonna
gonna
be
go
Asuka?
either Asuka
Can
or
I-
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. is a
Becky
good-
Becky
pretty
Lynch,
good.
she's got, man, she just always looks, pardon the pun with her hair, she's always on fire.
Yes.
I mean, she's just like,
I
she's,
thought you were going to see Eva Marie.
oh, no. No, Becky Lynch and Asuka because she
God,
brings a lot of
Asuka's-
MMA
yeah,
into it. Like
she
she
does.
she wrestled as Kana before in Japan for a long
was a
time, so I've been
great heel,
following
too,
her.
back
Yeah.
in-
And I'm going to go and just be a total guy here. That booty, though.
Yes.
That everything, dude. I would marry her in 2 seconds.
I would love to see an event with her against Bailey one day.
Yeah.
It's
It's
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to
got to.
happen
It's
soon.
gonna happen.
It's going to happen soon, man. I mean, Bailey, she's getting her time. I don't
Yeah.
think she'll be a main roster person.
It might be a minute, but you know that she is gonna
gonna be a
eventually
while.
make the main roster.
And I'm glad they moved Sasha Banks up and them.
Yeah.
And I just wish they would push them a little harder. Like Sasha Banks to me is a great wrestler. That match between her and Bailey was probably one of my favorite women's matches.
Iron
ever.
Women's match?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that
probably
was
one of my
great.
favorite matches ever.
But I'm cheating. I got to say dudes, too. Definitely the Bullet Club stable all together.
Yeah,
but
yes.
specifically Carl Anderson and
Yes.
Luke Gallows.
And,
Yes.
and I'm so again, I'm glad they're coming over. Gallows, who was the guy who was already in WWE at
Festus.
one point.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
Festus.
fired him.
Fired him. He was part of the little straight edge society.
Exactly, yeah.
If you know who he is, that does not apply at all.
It does not.
He
He's
is
a completely different guy now.
He's complete drunk, man. It's great.
I'm hoping people don't remember that about him either. I'm
Yeah.
hoping people don't. Wasn't that the guy with CM Punk? I mean,
Yeah, right. Well, he's got his face painted now, so they probably won't. And I also wanted to go ahead and throw in one more person that doesn't get a lot of love, and that's well, actually, no, I'm gonna say another faction now because I'm getting started. New Day.
New Day has been really entertaining.
New Day rocks. New Day rocks.
Man, I was watching SmackDown. I think it was a couple weeks ago, and The Rock had cut a promo on the.
Gosh, that Johnson.
And the Usos came out and they were saying some stuff. And Big E, which is one of the guys in the New Day, he goes, "I smell what The Rock is cooking. A big old bowl of doo-doo. Yo, doo-doo mouth. What you talking about, your doo-doo?" And it's like, that sounded like every kid that I went to school with when I was like 5 years old. And it made me laugh. Anytime you say doo-doo, it's always funny to me.
Speaking of Big E, though, he made a huge transition from what he was when he started in NXT.
And then with Tyler, or not Tyler, but Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar. Very similar.
And you know, it's like his little bodyguard or henchman or whatever. And then now he jumped to with New Day.
New Day.
And his personality's coming
He's
out.
a good entertainer.
He is.
Absolutely.
All three of those guys. I mean, Xavier Woods.
Dude, thank you for sending me that that video on YouTube where they're playing River City Ransom.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched that. He has a show. His name's Austin Creed, but he goes by Xavier Woods in WWE. He has a show on YouTube called Up, Up, Down, Down, I think it is.
Yeah.
And basically they just play video games together and just make fun of each other. It's fucking hilarious.
Did you watch the Hot Pepper game review that he did? Okay, so if you've never watched this, and again, shameless plug of everybody else but us, there is a YouTube channel where people eat very hot ghost peppers and make there's the music.
Yeah, we got some music
and they review games, and he ate 4 of them, 3 or 4 of them.
He was doing one at a time.
Yeah, but he reviewed like 4 different games, and he was dying, and my side hurt so hard.
It was so funny because there's one part where he's like, "This is video game helped me come over my social anxiety by believing in myself. Oh my god, this is so hot." He's like crying. It's so funny.
Yeah, those guys are doing great things. And since we're talking about stables still, I want to talk about one of my favorite stables, like as a kid growing up.
Okay.
Again, I was a big CM Punk fan growing up.
Hell yeah.
So Straight Edge Society I was kind of cool with, but again, it all goes back to DX. I was a huge DX fan. I don't know why, and again, looking back, it was like whatever, but again, as a 9th, 10th grader, people walking around with these suck it shirts. I didn't really get it at first, and I saw it, and I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this.
I think we probably all got in trouble at school for doing the suck it thing at least once. I think I still get in trouble for that at work.
Me, I have to go old school. I got to go with the Four Horsemen.
Oh, the originals.
Yeah,
the originals.
I remember seeing all the incarnations of the Four Horsemen when they had J.J. Dillon, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson, and Ric Flair. I mean, that was probably one of the best stables.
Arn Anderson, mean mugging ass.
Yeah. Ole Anderson, I think he's probably one of the meanest human beings ever to exist. He's so
Real
fucking
life?
funny. Yeah.
Really?
Like you can watch some shoots and he's saying mean shit about everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
he is the old man on the porch.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
With the gun beside him the whole
I
time.
think he had a problem with everybody.
Yeah, there was something like, he was like, "Yeah, Vince McMahon brought his wife over to introduce her to me. Can't remember what was her name. Linda." He brings her up to me and he says, "This is my wife, Linda." I said, "Fuck you. I don't give a shit." And I'm like, God damn.
Yep, that sounds like Ole.
I was watching some failed stuff, like some just like horrible stuff on the network. Well, first off, this isn't a failed. Have you watched the Edge and Christian?
Yeah, I saw the first episode. It was great.
Their Weeks of Awesomeness.
Yes.
They were showing some things. They were just like failed, like redemption type stuff. The Shockmaster.
That was great. That was
He
good.
runs through the wall and he falls up. He's wearing like a glitter covered
Stormtrooper
helmet. And I had never seen it, so I watched it, and the guy pushed through the wall, and I'm like, "Is that part of it?" Do you realize it wasn't? The guy, he was like a younger guy at the time, and he busts through the wall and just falls over and completely shits the bed.
Yeah.
For the longest time, when I first saw him, I thought it was Tugboat.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah, it
Tugboat
looks
who
like it.
lost some weight. So
Oh, Natural Disaster.
Schooner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Natural Disaster.
Yes.
That's another one that was like really cheesy.
Earthquake and Typhoon.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I know I'm completely random. I just screwed. You said Tugboat, and maybe for some reason think of those guys.
Fuck, let's talk about music. I completely forgot that we're supposed to be talking about
this is a music podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we had a little run in there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, let's talk 20 minutes about wrestling, and now we dip into music.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But yeah, let's go through some names of some of the old bands that have come and gone that we can remember so that people can check them out.
Hey, Stick. Our buddy Stick's here. Hey,
Yeah.
what's going on?
We're doing the Double Dragon Moshcast. This is Stick. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm Stick.
Well done.
Oh, well done. All right. That was a total Garth moment. I appreciate it.
But yeah, we're just talking about bands from back in the day, and Stick was actually in Sugar Virus with me when I was in Sugar Virus back in the day, and he was in Dead Alive was your other band too, right?
Yes. How long have you been in the music scene in Middle Georgia?
Middle Georgia was 14 years.
14 years.
God damn, your tenure can almost fucking get a learner's license.
Yeah.
Your musical career can almost get a learner's
We're
license.
old, so it don't matter.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
Actually, I
about.
think I'm the oldest one here.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be 35 this year.
I'm 37.
33.
I'll be 35 this
So
year.
yeah, I'm,
Yeah, I'm the baby.
so, yeah, I'm the old man of the group here.
That's
so.
right, man. But hey, we can all still walk and talk, so I think
Exactly.
we're doing all right.
Yeah.
Straight to numbers,
For now, at
1981.
least. Yeah.
That's right, 1981.
Whatever.
But let's see. So your first band was Dead Alive, right?
Well, that's the first band I give a shit about.
That sounds like me when I was in a band called Even Death May Die.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
So we want to talk about bands that we wish we could forget. That would definitely be at the top of my list.
I don't think you want to forget that as much as your other band members want to forget that, because they have changed drastically in their appearance, whereas we still pretty much look the same.
Yeah, pretty much. So bands that have come
Yeah,
and
bands
gone.
that, yeah.
Yeah, let's start with like
Before we
Butchers and
start
Saints.
segueing to
Butchers and Saints.
Butchers and Saints was a 4-piece, sometimes 3-piece, depending on how drunk the
Sometimes
bass player was.
5-piece.
Yeah, I even ended up playing drums with them once, and basically they just they were kind of a newer school hardcore, metallic hardcore band. I only put out one EP that was recorded in Warner Robins with Bob from Tomb of the Sun running Insurrection Sound, which is still going today.
Yeah.
But they always had fun. I remember one show, Drew, their singer, who could vomit on command, might I add.
And
Yes.
unfortunately,
He actually did a whole fucking show wearing a dress.
yes. Oh man, I remember that.
Because he was like, I'm tired of everybody calling us a tough guy hardcore band. So his solution, put on a dress.
And I remember one of their shows, they put a trash can up there, and he would vomit during the whole set. I'll never forget that.
Did he ever fill it up all the way?
No, oh man, we're talking like a huge. We're talking like
Yeah.
a freaking
13 gallon?
50 gallon.
50 gallon. Okay.
50 gallon trash can.
One time, Chris, I hate to bring this story up, but I got to say it. It's one of my favorite
I think
stories.
I know which one you're talking about.
Me and Drew were standing outside in front of Liz Reed's just hanging out, and
Son
Chris-
of a bitch.
Chris has vomit phobia.
It's not vomit phobia. It's just when somebody either acts like they're about to throw up or does throw up around me, it causes
It's like a chain reaction,
Cosmic
yeah.
chain reaction that no matter what I try to do to get away from it, I'm going to hurl.
So Drew's like, yeah, we'll talk about Converge. That's one of his favorite bands. That'll get him going. I was like, okay, let me go get him. So Chris walks over, we're talking, and we start talking about Converge, and then Drew walks up out of nowhere and starts nodding along with the conversation, so he looks entranced in what we're saying. All of a sudden, he throws up right on Chris's shoe. And Chris is just like, and I think the drum part in the
I've only heard this story one other time, and that was it. But it gets better every time I hear it.
Man, it's so great.
It was fucking disgusting.
He actually drank a whole bottle of Sailor Jerry and then threw it right back up once.
I don't know how he did.
That reminds me of the story when somebody told me that Adrian has a phobia with
Crab
Pe-
hands.
Yes.
People with weird hands.
Or people missing fingers.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that, and I went up to Adrian. He was talking, I think he was talking to Mondo at the time. And I went up to him and was like, Adrian, nice. It's like, awesome, dude. And I just basically did this.
He's
with just
doing the crab hand,
just
you guys.
basically shook his hand with my thumb and pinky. He grabs it, immediately knows what's happening, and I hear this primal scream come out of Adrian. It was so great. That was practically what it was.
But let's see, what are some other good bands that have come and gone from back in the day?
Without Warning.
Without Warning,
The
yeah.
original
Yeah.
pre-Monster Party.
Yes, yeah. That was, did they recorded something at Tony's house, didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't remember what happened to it.
I think some of that, like Butchers and Saints stuff is online. You can get that's on YouTube, so you can look them up. I think Without Warning has some stuff up on YouTube. If not, I'll see if I can find some to upload it.
I think definitely one of my favorite bands back in the day was Shikami.
Shikami.
Yeah.
And a nod, for people who don't know, Evan Jones played drums for Shikami, and it was probably one of the...
Played drums?
No,
Are
he
you
was
saying?
the lead singer.
I'm sorry, I'm so
Yeah.
used to being a drummer. but
Yeah.
You do vocals
That's
too.
my fucking life right
That's
there.
right. Sang vocals for Shikami. I apologize.
That is okay.
And was probably the biggest band in Middle Georgia.
Yeah,
One
it
of
was.
them.
One of them. And it's still, I think y'all played in front of the biggest crowd for a local show.
And that was
Metal
at Liz
Fest.
Reed's at
Yeah,
Metal
Metal
Fest, and
Fest.
that actually drew the biggest crowd. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
that whole show is on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Jason, our drummer, uploaded it.
Yes.
That was seriously one of the best shows I've ever been to. I mean, that's one of those times that, like, growing up, I'm sure people can relate to that when you go to a local show or go to something, you see your favorite local bands play, and you always remember that one show.
Yes.
And that's that one show for
That was the show. I remember the final show that Shikami played, which was over at Chasen's, I think.
Yeah, that one I did play drums for.
I was still in Iraq.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
That was a.
Thank goodness you came back.
Oh, yeah.
But even going further, another band that Evan was in, Hate Core Junkies. That was
That was such a
great
fun
band. That band was so much fun.
And Fettuccine. You were in Fettuccine
Yes.
also.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same band. We just
Tahitian treat,
Tahitian
man.
treat. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we got in trouble for throwing Tahitian treat all over Liz Reed.
You don't know what Tahitian treat is. It's basically a sugary fruit punch soda that it's delicious. I
Has the
drank
most
it at-
calories of any soda, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
and
it's
it
like
is probably
220 per can.
It is basically syrup.
Yeah.
In better terms, they opened up a bunch of cans and bottles and just started spraying it everywhere.
Yep.
And our good friend Jason Moss, who owned the bar at the time, was so livid, just lost his mind after the show because you guys left.
Yep, we just fucked it up and we left. It was
I
great.
remember you could pretty much piss off Jason Moss by saying anything
Yeah.
at the time.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Man, one of I was walking out to my car at work the other day, and somebody has a vape flavor that smells exactly like Tahitian treat. Like I walked by, I was like, somebody's got some Tahitian. Oh,
Did it kind of take you back?
It did to that night. It always was. And Frankie from Butchers and Saints got so mad because he's like, who the fuck put all this soda on my fucking armpit, man? God damn it. It's so funny. But I want to give Chris a shout out because, like, for a lot of times when Shikami, our old name before that was Escape Confusion, which actually existed before I joined the band. Let's talk about that for a minute before I get into what I'm going to say about Chris. Escape Confusion had been around since what, 99?
Yeah.
Pig equals donut?
Yeah, Pig equals donut, then Escape Confusion, and then Shikami.
Yeah, and it
That
was,
it.
Cliff on guitar, Dan on guitar, Heath on bass, Jason on drums, and then me on vocals. And then before that, it was Eric on vocals. What was the name of the drummer? The older dude, Rob on drums,
Yep.
and then Kato on bass. But anyway, what I wanted to mention was Chris was the one guy who would always be at the show. He was the Ed of that time frame. While Ed was still starting to show up.
Yeah, actually, especially when Escape Confusion played, I was still in high school, so I was like catching rides with those guys to their shows, and then at Shikami, I had just moved to Macon, so it was easy for me to come to those shows. And I mean, it's my best friends playing. Of course, I'm gonna come out and
Hell
support
yeah,
them every
dude,
show.
actually,
I didn't have a life back then. I was like 19, 20 years old, 21
That was
years old.
basically our lives back
Yeah,
then.
I mean,
was
I'd
just
work
metal
a
shows.
part-time job, go to shows. Work a
Yep.
part-time job, go to shows. Sell blood plasma to get beer money, go to shows.
Let's see, who else was good back in the day? We said Sugar Virus. Sugar Virus is still going. Used to be
Yeah.
called Fiends Carnival of
How
Souls.
many incarnations of Sugar Virus were there?
That would be a podcast in and of itself. Because there's been a lot of
I
coming
mean,
and going.
Jason Moss is the only original member, but
Absolutely. So, and Jason ran Liz Reed's, thank goodness, because he let everybody play there. Who else was there?
Jason is Zayo basically.
Basically, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Zayo doesn't. If they do have an original member, it's
Oh
only
yeah,
one.
good point. Now I get it. So let's see who else played a lot back in the day from around here. I know we're forgetting some people. Who are we fucking
Yeah, we're
forgetting?
forgetting quite a
Old
few
man
bands,
memory.
honestly.
Elysian
Elysian
Plains,
Yeah.
Fields.
Elysian
It's one of the
Plains.
our buddy
I think it was
Brandon
Elysian Plains,
played in
yeah.
there, and they were kind of like a punky hardcore band that played a lot of shows with us.
One Less Tragedy.
One Less Tragedy.
Tragedy, yes.
And
Tragedy.
also had another member from the band, Without Warning, same guy, but they were like kind of
Emo.
melodic emo
Yeah.
punk. You know, Tears.
Tears. Think about my feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else played back then?
I'm trying to think of shows I went to back then to think of bands.
Oh, fuck. Chris. Shit. Jake and Chris. South Carolina. She walks in beauty. She walks in
Jake,
beauty.
who sang for that band, now sings for August Burns Red.
Yes. Yeah, She Walks in Beauty recorded 2 or 3 albums. All of those are still available on a couple of different blog spots. They have some live stuff at All Books from up in South Carolina on YouTube. But yeah, Jake's in August Burns Red, so he actually made it, which is awesome.
Showbread.
Showbread.
Genital Mousetrap Circus.
Oh, GMC, man. They were fucking awesome. Their singer had Domino's Pizza Crazy Bread hair.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He had these little tiny dreadlocks that look like crazy bread.
And their drummer was a smaller fella in stature.
Yes, he was a Tyrion Lannister.
Yes, Tyrion Lannister.
And then they became
Game of Thrones shout out.
There you
yes, absolutely. Valor Morghulis.
New season's coming out next month.
Yes.
424. I'm so fucking stoked.
Look forward to that.
What was I talking about? Oh, Deadwater Drowning was the other band that they did,
is-
right?
yeah.
They were straight emo.
I never got to see them at all.
They were
We saw them
okay.
in Statesboro. Didn't we?
Yes.
Y'all played that show with them?
They were straight emo. Whereas Genital Mousetrap Circus was a little bit more Mr. Bungley
That is one of
hardcore.
the coolest band
Yeah,
names.
yeah, they were outstanding.
They were super nice guys too. That was a lot of people from the Savannah scene too. A lot of those guys. And because Kyle Essa came out of that scene.
Kyle Essa, still going.
Circle Takes a Square came out of that
Yeah,
scene.
they're amazing.
One of my favorite bands from down there.
Yeah, super emotional stuff.
Cream Abdul Babar. Cream
That
Abdul
was
Babar.
you and Cliff's favorite band
They
of all
had
time.
it was a metal band, but I don't know how to describe their genre of metal.
Slightly drony, neurosisy
Yeah.
Sludge.
With a trombone player.
with a trombone. Yeah, they played in their underwear and threw
They
beach
play-
balls everywhere.
Yeah, life was a beach.
Yeah.
Pure Six Brawlers. was
Pure Six
another
Brawlers.
Still going on,
I
yeah.
guess. Get it.
Yep.
Pure Six Brawlers became Take Fist.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's true.
The Intoxicated.
Yes.
The Intoxicated.
Amando from that band also played in Sugar Virus for a little while. What was that band that played at Aura Fest? Their guitar player was named Ray, and he did the fucking chug shotgun thing.
7-ton Diesel, who
7
became
Ton-
Each Passing Moment.
Each Passing Moment. That's what I was thinking
From
of.
North Carolina.
Yeah, God, they were fucking awesome.
They were great.
You can
Super nice
find
guys.
you can find their stuff. I think they were on Tribunal, right? Didn't they get signed to
believe so.
Tribunal?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all their stuff you can still actually buy.
Speaking of Tribunal, Kill Whitney Dead.
Kill Whitney Dead. That was the movie sample band.
It was. It was like, how much TV can I watch? And my favorite scenes, I'm going to put them in my music.
Yeah. Good breakdowns, good death vocals. End of All. Remember them?
End of All.
Yes,
End of All.
yes, yes.
And their singer went on to be in From a Second Story Window.
Window, that's right.
Amazing stuff. I remember the first time they ever played there, he was this tiny little skinny guy with like this fucking old grandmother yellow yarn sweater on. And I was like, oh great, these guys are gonna suck. And then he gets up there and it sounds like Dying Fetuses, like John from Dying Fetuses doing vocals. I was like, okay, I judged that book incorrectly by its
You won
cover.
me over, sir.
Yep.
And they were super cool. I think they got an album out on Tribunal you can check out. Who else played in? Oh, Reflux.
Reflux.
How the fuck can we forget the
exactly?
Reflux?
Freaking.
We're getting old.
One of the great. At the time, I think the very first time I ever saw them, it was 3 singers. Then
Yeah.
the next time I saw them, 2 singers.
Yeah.
And then the third time I saw them, 1 singer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like.
That's how
they-
it went, actually.
After each show, they'd have a fight to the death, and if you made it's the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
They were volunteer for tribute. I don't understand what was going on.
But they actually their singer went on to start Sumerian Records, and their guitar player went on to start Animals as Leaders,
Which is one of my favorite bands.
absolutely incredible band. And I think their drummer,
Probably had the most pedals for a guitar player that I think I've ever seen in my life.
his head was the metronome for the band. It'd be like, and his head would stay on time the whole fucking time. And that's the first one of the first times.
on itself. Right
Yeah. That was one of the first times I saw somebody that good play guitar live, so I just kind of stood there with my jaw open like a fucking Cro-Magnon. Ooh, how do you make magic fire? But he was just fucking incredible. And their bass player's in Animosity, or was in Animosity, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about all these old bands that we remember growing up with, but I have to give a shout out to some of the bands that are playing now.
Oh.
Some of the members that have been around since that
Forever.
time, and they're still playing. So, like Evan, I got to give a shout out to you with Another Day Above Ground.
Thanks, man.
Was formerly World Demise.
Yeah.
So
Had to change our name because it's the name of an obituary
and Chris,
album.
you know, you with Dragon Sleeper.
Hell yeah.
I'm very lucky to be a part of that band.
Yeah.
Every day, I'm like, I think I'm the weak man in that band, but
I don't know about that,
I
man.
don't
You
know.
got pretty good fucking
You
stamina.
get in the pit just like everybody else.
Yeah, hell
so-
yeah.
I
dude.
love it, man.
You're a great front man, dude.
thanks, man.
And this is your guys' first show in
Over a year.
Over a year.
Over a year. Almost 13 months almost to the date.
Yeah, I'm expecting a packed house tonight. So.
I am too.
Yeah,
Well-
man, I had a bunch of burgers today, so I got my mosh meter filled up. I'm ready.
Dude, I ate Zaxby's right before I came here, so it's life is good.
Yeah.
But again, we want to thank everybody for sticking around with us. Hopefully, we won't have to wait another year and a half for episode 3. We'll make this happen again very soon. But again, I'm Chris.
I'm Evan.
And I'm Ed.
Thanks for hanging around with us. This has been the Double Dragon Moshcast.
Peace.